The squatted muscle up transition is a part of the strict ring muscle up, and we're just isolating the actual muscle up part. It's not the pull up, it's not the dip, it's the transition in between. When you start, you don't want the rings too high. If they're too high, transition is going to be weird when you finish. If they're too low, it's going to be very difficult and you'll have to scoop back. The best place to put this is with the bottom of the ring, just about, this is my hip bone, just about at my hip bone. So the bottom of the ring should be there. The next thing you're going to do is make sure that you're familiar with the false grip. You are using false grip for all strict ring muscle ups. Not kipping, strict only, okay? The false grip, you're going to stand between the rings to get it. You're going to put your knuckles facing downward, and then you're going to wrap your little fingers around the back side of the ring and then sit back. And when you sit back, allow your wrists to bend, and you should feel a little pinch right here inside your wrist on the skin. This means that you're in a nice deep false grip and you won't have to make any adjustments as you transition. Furthermore, when the ring is closer to your elbow, which is also closer to your shoulder during the transition, you have better leverage. The further away from your wrist or the shoulder that the rings are, you will have less leverage and it'll be much more difficult to transition. The transition is essentially the movement of your elbow. Your body will be moving through, and that's easy to focus on, but we want to think about the elbows. When we start, the elbows will be down, tucked to our ribs, really tight, right here. This will represent the top of our pull-up. We're going to want the ring as close to our armpit hole, this little crease here, as absolutely possible, and we're going to try to keep this position, moving the elbow from below all the way around and up until the ring is beneath your biceps. We want the ring beneath the biceps because that is a sturdy position to hold yourself for the dip. We're going to start here, fingers down, wrap the fingers, and then curl the wrist while we sit back. In the sitting position here, you want your back upright, like good sitting posture, your knees above your ankles. It's very easy to stand here or maybe lean back too much. You notice when I lean back, the ring is now further from my shoulder. We want to be here. Now, I'm going to pull my elbows tight, push my head through, and that's going to help me rotate my elbows up. As I do this, there's two things happening. You're rotating your elbows up and your head starts moving through. That's one thing. And the other thing, if you watch my knees, they go from that bent knee position about 90 degrees and they begin to extend, and that extension of the knee will push my hips backward, which ultimately pushes my head forward. So watch again. Good sitting posture. Head goes through, knees are pushing, and then I finish. If you want to check, lift your feet up, and that will make sure that you are in a good supported position to finish the muscle up with the dip. Now, when you do this, it's very easy. I'm going to show you from this side. Watch my knees. It's very easy to make this very common mistake. Here, rolling the knees forward and then pushing. We want to try to avoid this. Pushing the knees forward shifts the body weight over the feet. That means that our legs are holding more of our body weight and our arms are holding less. We really want to make this as difficult as possible because it is a scaled version of the strict ring muscle up. Thus, we want to put all our effort into grinding through and finishing that dip, this portion, at the lowest position absolutely possible. So, no cheating. From here, we push, head goes through, and yes, I can lift my feet or I can finish a dip. That is the squatted muscle up transition.